Hi everyone, thanks for watching. I hope you're all having a good weekend. I just wanted to share this testimony with you. This lady was driving from somewhere, and just out of the blue, the Holy Spirit says to her, the Lord says to her, go to 7-Eleven and go to the pop machine and stand on your head. I know, it's a very strange request. But at first, she didn't realize immediately that it was the Lord. So she was like, is that me? Is that the devil? She wasn't really quite sure. So she was like, okay, no, let me just forget this. So she went ahead driving, but then the voice said it again, this time with a little bit more urgency. It's like, go to 7-Eleven, go to the pop machine, and stand on your head. So, and by this time, she could see the 7-Eleven right in front of her. But then, that's a very hard thing to do. And she just felt she didn't have the boldness to do it. So she was like, okay, no, I'm really not going to do this. I'm just going to go home. I'm just going to be disobedient. But this time she knew it was really the Lord speaking to her. So she passed by 7-Eleven. She went on driving, but then the Holy Spirit said it again, this time with urgency, like, go to 7-Eleven, go to the pop machine and stand on your head. So she turned around. She knew that there was an urgency to this situation. So she turned around and she went to 7-Eleven. Like she said, luckily there was nobody parked outside. So she went inside and there was only one guy, the guy behind the counter. So she was like, oh my gosh, I wish he would just go to the back and go pack some stuff or something. So, but he didn't. He just kept standing there. So she went to the pop machine. She got some courage. She did what the Lord told her. She stood on her head. And then, so she did what she was supposed to do. And then she got up to go. And then the guy behind the counter, he says, excuse me, why did you do that? And she was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to explain this? How am I going to say the Lord of the universe told me to come in here and stand on my head? She's like, okay, no, I just don't know how to say this. So she said to the guy, no, just forget it, don't worry about it, let me just go. But then he was like, no, really, tell me, why did you do that? So she said she still didn't know how to explain it. So the guy said, so the guy took out the gun from under the counter, and then he said to her, please tell me, why did you do that? Because a few minutes ago, I was going to kill myself. I had put this gun to my head, and I was going to kill myself. And then I said, God, if you are real, send somebody here to stand on their head by the pop machine. Then I know that you're real. I mean, you can just imagine what just happened with this lady, how she was so, and then this guy said, now I know God is real. Can you tell me about this God? I know he's real. He cares for me that much that he really sends somebody to stand on their head. So just to prove to me that he's real. So this lady was able to minister to this guy because he was about to commit suicide. He didn't think his life was worth living, and he was just like on his last leg. And this just goes to show obedience. Obedience really can mean the difference between a life and death for someone. So when God tells us to go do something, when the Holy Spirit tells you to go do something, tells me to go do something, we have to do it right away because it can mean life and death for somebody. So this lady was able to save this guy's life because she obeyed the Lord, no matter how it was going to look like. If there were people in the store, they would have laughed at her, they would have made fun of her, they would have mocked her, they would have probably taken pictures of her and videos and put on YouTube. But she was more concerned about being obedient to the Lord than what people were saying or what people would say about her. So next time next time the Lord tells you, for instance, if you're sleeping and the Lord wakes you up in the middle of the night and say, call Susan or John or Jacob, and then you're like, Lord, I know Susan, and Susan goes to bed at 9 o'clock. There's no way she'll be up at 2 a.m. Call Susan. Don't try to reason it out. You don't know what Susan or John or Jacob might be going through. Just do what you need to do. The next time you're driving and the Lord tells you go left when you're supposed to go right, just go left. You don't know what God is protecting you from. Christianity really is obedience. Jesus said, if if you love me, you will do what I say. You will obey my commands. So that's how God measures his love, our love for him, by doing what he says. So next time, whatever God is telling you today to do, call someone. Most of the time, it's not going to make sense. And it's going to make you look like you're a little bit crazy. You're off the chain, off the wall, whatever you want to say. But you don't know what lies on the other side of your obedience. If somebody's telling you to give to send somebody money today, do it. You don't know what the person is going through. If the Lord is telling you to, you driving by the roads, the Lord is telling you to give somebody a ride, give the person a ride. You don't know what is going on. Do whatever God is telling you to do. There's reward for you, for the other person, and it's just, the results are always incredible. So I hope you are blessed by this story as I was. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.